Hello and welcome back to Cynthia's Conversation. On this week episode though, it's a viewer request. On my right,
Amaka.
On my left, Yvonne is back.
She's back, praise the Lord.
After the whole song, she's bronze,
smiling,
she's
blushy. She didn't bring the song back for us.
Not at all.
Nonsense.
And it's been
selfish.
So cold. Anyway, welcome back.
Thank you guys.
So, ladies and gentlemen, our topic is from a viewer, so Amaka is going to read for us and buckle up.
You viewers are going to put us in trouble one of these days.
Not be me talking, I'm not talking.
Right. Hello, please. I need you and your followers' advice. What can I do to keep my mind off sex? I just got married last month. My husband doesn't stay in Nigeria, so he went back 3 weeks ago, and we had sex 2 to 3 times a day when he was around. Though while we were dating, I had a sex partner. We dated for 3 years and he comes home once in a year, but I can't continue such thing because I'm married now. He's arranging my papers, but it's gonna take some time. I don't like to touch myself. Please, how can I take my mind off sex? So basically, she's a married woman who likes sex.
Her husband is out of the country.
Yeah, no, she likes sex. Yeah, he doesn't. So when he's around, they have sex 2 to 3 times a day. When they were dating before she got married, apart from dating her husband, she had a sex partner. So of course, was when the husband is away, the mouse is come out and play. When the cat is away, the mouse will come out and play. And she doesn't like to play with herself. So we want to.
Who want to go first? Yvonne, how do you get your mind off sex?
How can she get her mind off sex?
No, well.
That's what she says.
Yeah, how does she get her mind off sex? Let's go to
She can't.
She can't.
She likes sex. That's what she said. So it's not a switch. You can't just switch it off. Unfortunately, I don't understand the issue of her saying that she cannot touch herself, because for me, if you're in that situation, well, most people would normally go to things
sex
like touching
toys
themselves or using sex toys. But see, it's at the end of the day, I think she's probably tired of the whole thing. Look, it's a very difficult one, because there are two things there. It's either you decide to change your life and follow your husband.
He's trying to get her papers for her.
Yeah, well, it's quite difficult, because it is very difficult. I don't know.
If she thinks it's a problem, people that are sex addicts. So if she thinks it's a problem and she's a sex addict, then they have therapy for that. If she thinks it's a problem, since she doesn't want to use sex toys, because some people would use sex toys. If she thinks about sex all the time, then it might be a problem. Then she can seek counseling.
Have you two finished?
No, but I don't think she's thinking. I don't think it's a problem.
Have you finished?
Yeah.
Have you finished? In fact, this woman here, she's just looking for us to tell her, don't do it. She knows what she's going to do. Listen, before you get, if I'm someone that likes sex, why would I want to get married to someone that lives outside the country? Knowing fully well, that it takes minimum 3 to 6 months for them to process the paper.
What if it was
What has that got to do with the cost of sliced bread?
No, but what I'm saying is,
I don't think that was intentional.
What I'm saying
is,
if I know that I want to have a sex partner or have constant sex with my
that's why she's making moves to go.
Okay, let me use myself as an example. If I was in Nigeria and I know that I love sex, and then I'm seeing a guy who is outside the country that asks me to marry him, and the first conversation you're gonna ask is how are we gonna do it, and they will say, okay, if we get married, then I'll process the paper. How long does the paper takes to come out? You have to factor that in before you accept the proposal, right? Okay, sometimes give and take. Some people will take 3 months, some people will take 6 months, some people will take more than a year. If I know deep down in my heart that, look, in terms of the bedroom department, I can't wait for a year, why accepting the proposal?
Wow.
What if it is somebody you love? Because sex and love are two different things.
But okay, here we are now.
No, she's not saying
look, what I'm saying is, because while she was dating the guy, it was okay for her to see some other person. Obviously, the tradition comes to play, depends on which tribe she's married into, that forbids something like that. Now, she's in this catch-22, you people call it.
She's not in a catch-22.
So what, personally, I think I don't know.
See,
No,
for me,
let me just say, from what you just said, so if you like sex and you love somebody, but because you like sex so much and the guy is not around just because maybe his job has taken him abroad or wherever, you will marry the guy?
No.
Wow. I think that's very shallow.
No, that's different.
Amaka, I'm only telling you how.
That's different.
Okay.
So you miss out an opportunity.
Look, listen, I am not a sex addict.
Okay.
It doesn't, I can wait whether it's 1 year or 2 years or 3 years. But I'm saying, if I'm this lady, because people go into marriage for different reasons.
Okay, let me put it in a different way.
Okay.
Even if, I mean, you are using the scenario that, okay, what if that wasn't the situation when you married and then things change? Everybody is changing.
Not even that. And
things change. What if you've married the guy and then maybe a good job came up and he decided, and then your life changed? Are you going to say because of sex that you will not encourage?
Let me re-ask you the question again. So she doesn't like to touch herself.
Yeah.
Her husband is not in the country. She doesn't want to sleep with her side piece. So what does she do?
Yeah, that's what we're trying to. That's what she's asking.
We are both on the same.
She does not. She does not want to cheat.
I'm asking you the question now. What advice are we going to?
Yeah. So if she thinks there's a problem, then she can go and seek counseling. The option is not having cheating on her. She doesn't want to cheat on her partner because in the long run, even if it takes 2 years, whenever they're going to be together, she wants to be with this man. And those are the sacrifices one has to make if you want to be with your life partner. If you think it's because of sex that you don't want to be with your life partner, then that's fine. Then don't be that. But she is prepared to do that. But so that's she's looking for help on how to go ahead. She doesn't want to touch herself. She likes sex. Okay. She likes being with her partner.
Hang on. Let me rephrase the question because I like to flip coins. If we were a sex therapist and a client like this lady, pop into our office and ask us, I don't want to go out and cheat and I don't like sex toy. What?
I'm not a sex therapist. I don't know what therapists say.
What will you tell her to do?
Well, I think that question is very, very generic and it could go any way because first and foremost, if you're going to meet a sex therapist, the sex therapist will want to know what the issue is. If there's a problem, if there's an addiction, there's a different route for that. If this is just a temporary thing, then there's a different route for it. That's what I'm saying. This thing is not, there's no single answer to this because there are so many factors in this situation.
And she hasn't said
and we don't know, like, I don't know the extent to how much she's taking. I don't know.
They can tell. Yeah, so that's the thing. So because they're saying people are different. So she doesn't like. So we don't know. I'm not a sex therapist. Therapists go to school. They know what kind of questions to ask, how to judge a person. She's not in front of me. How to bring out the answer. There must be a reason. Maybe has she tried sex toys? She didn't tell them about sex toys. Have you tried sex toys? She probably doesn't want to have sex toys. But I'll tell her, well, have you tried sex toys? Because what she said, she doesn't like to touch herself. So she can either have sex toys. Has she done this day that we have camera phone? You do no, not even sexting, phone sex, which is what some people do. Has she tried that? Those are the kind of things. You don't need to touch yourself. You can get a sex toy. Your husband will be in front of you on the video until you meet him next time. She didn't want to lose the opportunity of having a lifetime partner because he's aware because of sex. That, to me, I think if that is the case,
let's rephrase the question. All she's asking is, what do I do during this meantime?
Exactly.
What should I do during this time before I finally go and meet him? It's not a case of, based on this, I want to leave.
I don't want to think of sex again.
So that's the thing, and I don't think, back to what you were saying about if you know. Unfortunately, you will never know because you can meet somebody today, your lives will change tomorrow. You're not going to stop the person from going if it is in the sense of trying to better your life or whatever. Exactly. And things that, look at the way COVID changed everything. Nobody saw that coming. So if something, and again, she's in love with this guy. That's
why she married him.
Sex is sex. That's different. She's completely in love. She wants to be with her husband. So there's no issue here about having any problems with the husband. It's just a case of because of this infatuation or what obsession or whatever it is that she's dealing with now, she can't continue like this. So what do I do on the interim?
Because I think
until I go and meet my
yes,
husband?
and I think her problem is
if it was easy for her to just move with him, this thing won't even come up in the first place.
Exactly.
This issue won't even come because this is not an issue. This is my problem. I need to solve it right now.
Right now, until I can get with the man that, yeah.
It would have been a different scenario altogether if she was like, okay, I don't like my husband anymore.
Okay.
And that's a different thing.
You want to?
No, say what you're saying.
All right. Here is the options, and it's up to you which one you think is suitable for you. Because in life you have to choose what's suitable. If you don't like touching yourself, you probably will be into sex. Maybe your man as well. First of all, I think you should have the conversation with the person that you are married to. Because if you said to your man, look, I'm horny, I want to, maybe we'll suggest some things that you both can do together, and you probably find it that it's pleasurable even when it's not there physically. You can do that. Or secondly, people have other things that they do to get their mind off sex. I've heard people say hot shower help. I have
cold shower.
Hot showers. I have some say cold. I have some say, I fill up my baths and then we bubble bath and then they think of the best one we have together and that relaxes me. Some people say they get themselves so busy by the time they go to bed in the night they're so tired to even think about it. So you have to have the conversation with the person that you are married to. Maybe because he lives outside the country, he will know more on how to deal with the situation.
I think, first of all, for me, if I were to meet this lady now, I would say to her, first of all, is you're thinking about sex, is it impacting on any other part of your life?
That's what I said. Because
that is number one. Let's remove that there is a problem, as in addiction. Because where the fear for me is you're thinking so much about sex, it's impacting
but that's an addiction.
You're eating or whatever. Let's rule that out. Then if that's not the case, the second thing, like she said, talk to your husband and find ways to because the thing is with sex you're talking about it's emotions, hormones and everything. Find other ways that you can still recreate that sensation without necessarily being maybe touching yourself or something. And again, have a conversation with the person that you're actually having the sex
because even 2-3 times a day it's really not an addiction because some people and I think the reason why
they're doing 2-3
because you know that he's going to go. So you might not even be thinking about sex that much. It's 2-3 times a day. It's people that are real sex addicts. Everywhere, every single time they have the chance. They go to the toilet. If you're a sex addict, you will touch yourself. If you are that sexy guy, you will touch yourself everywhere you are. And so it's probably, so I think the problem is and like you said, she's infatuated with the guy. They have 2-3 times a day because they know that.
And I'm probably there are no kids yet. So when it was here, you can sleep till 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and then continue from where you stop. Hey,
why you born picking?
Well, it wasn't a lady that was saying on Instagram. That said since she got married and have 2 kids,
they can't have hot after sex.
Have to do sex. He said only midnight.
Only midnight.
That's when the children don't sleep. So I get it. But again, I have friends who have wives back home. I've seen where a man literally buys sex toys for their wives.
That's what I said, talk to the man.
That's what I mean. So have the conversation with him. He will probably be say, okay, let's do it this way. While you are busy with the toy over there, he will be on a video call here telling you what to do. And you both, by the time you finish that conversation, you go to bed and tired and satisfied. In the next few days, you won't even think about it again.
And there's one more thing. This is going out of the box, but are you busy? Because you could get yourself. She might not be busy, and then you're having time to think about all these things. Get yourself busy. Get enroll in stuff that make friends. Just get yourself busy, because sometimes I think, especially he's away, you're all alone. You start having thoughts. You start thinking. When you have that much time on yourself, then you keep having these thoughts. Tempted. You get tempted and all that. But I think, get yourself busy, join a club or get a new hobby. That way it will kind of take your mind off it as well. This is just an addition. I know it's kind of out of the box, but it does help. So that's what maybe she has someone that she fancies though. Who?
Possible.
It's possible.
Maybe and it's tempting, but she gave up her side piece because of her husband. So she must love her husband.
Yeah.
She doesn't want to. No, maybe your side piece is wanting to come back, and because he might be wanting to come back now, and she's very tempted. And
that brings me back to what I said before. Because sometimes, but listen, I don't think I will sit on this table and advise a married woman to go get this side piece. Absolutely no.
Talk to your husband,
because that's not something that
that's the solution.
And that's not the solution. But I think open conversation with your husband will resolve the issue. And like Yvonne said, if you do have something that occupies your mind, by the time you go to bed in the night, the next thing you want to sleep.
Tired.
By the time I crawl from here to that bed, 5 minutes later, in fact, like my son was
like a generator outside.
Like a chainsaw.
That's like a chainsaw.
That's my son.
She's not lying.
And that's my snoring. So the least thing that will come my head at that
is that
I don't have a TV. The music is only. But if that's not there, absolutely, I'm sleeping. In short, I don't even on my side lamp because by the time
it's very scary. She's not lying.
I am so
tired.
Exhausted, you know. And sometimes you have this conversation with people when they go and in the afternoon and they want to talk about it, you go, like, seriously? In this broad daylight, when I'm already tired, do you know what he did this head?
Get a hobby. She's probably bored as well. Because the husband is not there, there are no children there.
Yeah, and maybe because he works, so the time of the communication will probably be only short.
Find something to do.
So if you have something that keeps you busy all the time, and secondly, again, you know your body. You know the most sensitive parts of your body. Even if you don't like to touch your body. I have someone one time told me that I don't necessarily have to touch my body to get aroused and have whatever I want to have. I just need to think about the best one you have with the person. And then it will literally, because whatever we think we feel down there is actually here. It's not down.
That's why I said you could do things like recreate.
A lot of people tend to think that when they actually reach the climate, it's down there. It's not. It's here. It's here. So once you are able to control here, then you can control every part of your body. You get what I mean? So it's the thought that, and sometimes it's because you think about it, then you feel like you want to do it.
Exactly.
You see
she must be bored. She must be bored.
Because if you are not thinking about it, you will not want to.
If you are busy,
you know.
If you are busy.
And then, my dear, I hope the papers get ready soon. I hope you.
In fact, wait till you get home. Don't do that airport.
And I hope, and I hope you know you are able to control it, and I hope we're able to help and have our own opinion. Until next time, guys. Bye.